Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello to all of my lovelies, my beauties, my royalty. Ah, let's get that boiling hot, scorching petty tea out. If you like it cold, hold the ice. Hold the ice. The ICE. Yeah, we all know why. But yeah, but I kind of think we all need it kind of hot right now, especially with this weather. I mean, it's like it's spring weather, but dang, this rain. But I mean, it's not pouring like it's not raining, man. It's not pouring like, but ooh, wait, it okay. With all this rain we're getting, like I don't know what parts of, I don't even like. For some of you guys, you're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, where I'm at, oh, it's raining. Ugh. But I mean, I think of it good and bad. Weather, like driving wise with the weather. Ooh, be careful, be safe. But long term, for like, I'm gonna be starting my garden soon, so I'm so happy. And it was really funny. I was doing research even yesterday. It's like the last few days, but like literally yesterday for a little bit, I was coordinating and figuring out the flower theme and which butterflies and also for the bees because I want to help out with the pollinating and the honey production and stuff like that. And also, I was kind of even thinking if I can grow enough, maybe I will start like cutting some up to put in a vase and everything like that. But yeah, yeah. But it's like I have some great ideas, and I'm really, really excited with some of the flowers that, especially, I really want to experiment with some of the flowers that are going to be in some of my novels because I'm thinking if I'm going to plant them and if I'm able to grow and like touch and see them, in a physical form, that'll help me with the writing, with the symbolism and things like that too. With some of them, we're just gonna have to imagine it because yeah, I need to get that first one out soon. But with future ones, it's gonna help a lot. So, but anyway. Let's get into that politics dating nightmare combo. Yes, it's another one. And one reason I do a lot of combos with politics and dating is because, well, look at how many people are getting divorced right now and how many people are getting divorced and it's politically related. And it's really crazy how many men degraded me, bullied me, harassed me, just were absolute goons on social media, dating, especially on Meet Me and Scout, because I talk politics. And I have no problem talking politics. And a lot of men out here, especially Republican men, think women should just be quiet, shut up, and agree with them. Because, oh, there's one guy who I'm like, you don't remember us talking 2 years ago? Because on purpose I ignored him and blocked him, and like it was to a point where he's tried to match up with me and I just swiped left, but he did it again. And so I'm like, you know what, let me just swipe right and ignore him. I want him to know that yes, I see you, I know you, I don't want anything to do with you, I don't want to talk to you because of the idiotic stupid, because okay, he's one of the guys who he will say something like political business whatever, and I don't agree. And I will say that I don't agree. And this goon, this fool, this stupid, no good, ignorant, ooh, jerk will say, well, no, no, no. That means you're not listening to me. Then that means you're not paying attention. You're not comprehending, etc., etc. Like each guy will say it and word it their own way, but those are examples. But then I'm like, no, I did hear you. Well, no, if you had heard me, you would have agreed with me. Men do this with politics, money, invest, like so many different things. If I don't agree with them, I must not be listening. I must not be a good submissive girl. I'm not. I'm not one of those submissive women. I have my own mind, my own thoughts. And as a Christian who's turning more spiritual, it's like there's some things in the Bible I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, cool, but it's like you are not going to use that against me, especially within a patriarchal way. It's like you're not going to tell me that I'm not smart enough to have my own thoughts and opinions and things like that, unless it's going to be of use to you, or unless it's going to be able for you to steal either my ideas, my money, my efforts, and all that other stuff. But yeah, like a lot of these men out here, if I do not agree with them, then I must not be listening. Ladies, if you're on a date, pay attention, like, because there are so many women, like, okay, especially Republican, because, like, okay, I'm really studying how they even have, like, I forgot what they call it. I'm gonna put the interview in here because it was really funny. I watched one of them yesterday because I've been watching the whole red pill thing about men who are just focused on their looks, even if they're not able to procreate anymore, as long as they look good. They just need to look good. And it's just like, what about personality? What about sense of humor? What about being genuine, having a heart, having personality? Like, you just want to look good. But then I keep seeing articles where yet Republicans look better than Democrats. But part of me is just like, when Republican men say that I'm shallow because I will not date a Republican, that hits them so hard. They act like I'm shallow because I will only date men with some sort of higher education, not even just a degree, but trade or certification as well. But they say I'm shallow because of that. And or men automatically say, oh, that's connected to money, or oh, that's connected with the quality of communication, because that's another one of my standards. You must be willing and able to have deep, long conversations, because a lot of men, they don't want to do that, especially with women. They don't think women are made to do that. They just think we're just made to, ladies, and men, too, but you're not going to admit it, but but yeah, sorry, this is going to be a very, very messy episode. It's not going to be messier than my life, because my life's so messy right now, but it's going to be an extremely messy episode because politics and dating and marriage. If you only knew how many men would say that I am crazy, or I'm delusional, or I'm out of my mind, because I will not submit to what they think or say. Because some of them, they have the six pack. Like, I've dated men who you might would, if they were like 2 to 5 inches taller, you would think they would be a model. And some, like, I don't care about height. And that's another thing. With my list of standards, not one of them has to do with looks, but so many, especially Republican men, who might be like an 8 to 10 in the looks department, they're so disgusted that I'm not like, oh my gosh, yeah, please take me out again. And oh my gosh, I want to go on a date. And I say again because sometimes men lie, because I will ask the political questions and they're like, oh yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, like, okay, that's one thing where I'm like, no, you know what? Like, over the years, I've learned more about how to ask the questions, and then making sure that you go through the answer. Don't just let them say, yeah, I agree with you. Okay, why then? Ask the whys. Okay, I'm telling, like, even my millennial ladies and Generation Z and the future Alpha generation. Who the alpha males in that generation? God, Lord, black baby Jesus. Ooh. But we have to pay attention, because I didn't know how many men would lie just to, like, to me, that makes no sense. Because especially, like, growing up in the church, they said you date to marry. you date for long term. So I was brought up where, okay, that's, even though my mom told me as long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. So then I was like double on that target. But then at the same time, I was like, I was looking at guys all the time because I was just like, okay, who is going to be the type of person for me? And I was so confused because with my walking, it was getting worse. And since no one was ever going to want me, love me, or marry me, I was like, okay, so I'm probably going to have to settle. So then I would look at like my beauty standards or handsome standards were altered or tiered. Because yeah, it's like, but then at the same time, I didn't know. Like I knew I was drawn to sapiosexual or educated and thought provoking guys. But then at the same time, I didn't think I was worth talking to the smarter men because of how I walk. Because some men would even tell me, if you can't even walk right, you are the R word, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're not that bright. And, or, wow, you must have tricked your professors if you're able to get one, two, or the three degrees that I have. And just that did get into the back of my head, that did get me to the point where I thought I was worthless, and I thought that no one was ever going to want me, and that I didn't deserve love. But then, yeah, while dating Mr. No Heart, I started waking up. I was too scared to break up with him because yeah, I wanted to break up with him. When And the thing is, there were so many times I wanted to break up with him. But I think the first time I think he knew was during year 2 of us being official. Because there was a time where we were just friends. So there was nothing to break up with. There were times where I'm just like, wow, he is such a waste of like, because, okay, this isn't exactly political, but it'll get back to it. But okay, a lot of men think that women are just supposed to be around them. They can do whatever they want. They can play their video games, but they just want the woman sitting there. Or maybe we're reading a book or entertained or whatever, but they just want us there in their sight. And I'm going to have a whole, like, that's probably going to be a series because Mr. No Heart and Lockakey, I woke up from that. And it's crazy because in my current relationship right now, I think one reason why we do so well is that we are able to have our quality times within ourselves. Like I'm an extrovert, he's an introvert, but I'm learning about his space, his time, his individual needs. And when he needs space, I think he's not used to being allowed having his space. Because there's even times where he'll check up on me and I'm like, "Oh, no, you need your time. You're good." And he's shocked and surprised. But I'll talk about that in another episode. But it's because of his ex wife who made him like he feels like he has to check up on me. So, but yeah, that'll be a different series. But it's with No Heart and Lockakey. They expected me to be in eyesight and or me be access to them so that they can get what they wanted, either my money, my car, my body, or whatever, at like a snap of a finger. And or if not the snap of a finger, they would call me, but then they knew how to make me feel bad. Because when Mr. No Heart had to get the car because his truck broke down, it's like I was at home and I don't live all that close. I mean, it's okay, it's not far, but it's not close. And there were times where I needed him, but then I had to figure out, like, I had to do it on my own. I had to figure out on my own because he would tell me, call your dad and hang up on me. If you know, you know, because you've already listened to the episode. But yeah, I talked about this like 6 months to a year ago, but about how he did me like that. Even though he was the reason, it was his fault that I was in the situation I was in. It was literally his fault. Because if you want a hint, hint, listen to the videos where he literally broke my car. He literally broke my car. Yeah. Yeah, listen to that episode. But he would call me and say, because of his bad credit score. So again, he caused it, but since he had to either pay more money and all this stuff because his credit score was so low, he would call me and tell me that even though I was in pain, but he was like, oh yeah, summer break, she's not working like all of the jobs right now. So I'm going to call her and tell her to get out of the house, go to the bank, get money to lend to me, drive to my house immediately the day of. Like I had no prior warning, nothing. But then it was just like right then, yeah, come over to my house and lend me money. Yeah. And so when it comes to relationships or even, okay, back to the politics, because it's like there's so much communication and so much listening, and there's so many times I want to break up with this man, but I like one of the time, like especially politically, I would never forget, like I was worried and concerned because Black women, we knew. And that's the thing, like so many people don't want to listen to Black women, but we kept telling everybody. And like the first time he was in office, oh, he was so great that, like, no, he wasn't. It's like some of these poorly educated goons, they're gonna keep saying the stupid nonsense. He was not good the first term. It's like if you guys would pay attention, like to the people, the revolving door of people that was working under him, but not like especially red pill white men that are more concerned about their six pack than society and just the economy and capitalism and the hatred that people have against each other and stuff like that. Like they're more concerned about how they look than their personality in society and having empathy for and compassion for other people. They care more about what like look like than having an emotional feeling for somebody else. They'd rather just have that physical connection than emotional. But it was crazy because I would be sitting on the bed. And I was so like, because I was worried. We were listening. I think we either just watched a political video and everything like that. And I think this was like a week before the election. And I remember my ex he looked at me and laughed. And he was like, oh, you really think it's going to be that bad? Oh, you really think he's going to win? You think people are stupid enough to let him win? And he would just keep saying stuff like that. Oh, what do you think he's going to do to Black people and people of color? Oh, you think he's actually going to try to bring things back or do certain things, especially within the religious groups and things? But now look at where we are. But yeah, I remember that was one of the times I wanted to break up with him. That's not nearly the first time because, yeah, before, I'm trying to remember when he begged me to start his business. And I want to say our business, but it's, it turned out being our business because I was the one running it. I was the one in charge. Like I was like he was creating the product, which now I'm teaching myself because I'm going to start it and do it on my own because I know he was no good and worthless and just despicable and a lying fool. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to break up with him so many times, but especially when it came to politics. A lot of these men don't know. And then it's really sad how many of the Black men don't know. Like, because before I dated Mr. No Heart, there it's like you're gonna see it in the screenshots. There's this one jerk. I mean, I you know what? It's like he hasn't written me since since the second election. I want to say what his usernames are because yeah, he's one of the ones that has more than one, so that he can go around and harass and ABUSC and just torment different people on. I mean, that's basically all he does is like, and he doesn't know how some people are online just to socialize, just to be. It's like you don't even make any money. Have you ever heard of social media? People talking to get to know each other and have friends, and yeah, have you ever heard of that? I don't think you're smart enough to know about that, or I don't think you have the personality to know about that because no one would ever want to hang around you long enough for that kind of relationship to happen. Yeah. But anyway, it's like this one goon. It's like, I know someone who says you're crazy. Yeah, the same guy who said I was crazy because I was working on my master's. And he said that was stupid for a woman to do. And then when I told him about my goals and dreams. That's one thing I've learned with a lot of these men. And so ladies and gentlemen, make sure the person that you're interested in knows your goals and dreams because some of them are going to try to tear you down. Some of them are going to try to stop you. Try to see if they're trying to stop you at the beginning because you need to let them go as soon as possible. Do you know how many men try to stop me? And that's one reason why I'm so hard on myself now to the point where I'm trying to make sure everything is perfect, everything's aligned, everything is like just the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, you know? Because some of these men were trying to make sure that I dotted my T's and crossed my I's. But yeah, they want to say that I was crazy because I was into politics and I wanted to talk about different news and current events and things like that. They said, no, why are you talking about that? That's not feminine. You're not acting like a lady. And you should be talking about cooking or having kids. Why don't you want to go in the bedroom and help? It's like, I can help you make a child. Do you know how many times that's happened where men are like, oh yeah, it's like, well, yeah, let's just make you a kid. It's like that's going to make you happy. That's going to make you stop talking about politics. That's going to make you stop talking about starting a business. Oh, you're not going to have any money to invest once we have some babies, once I make you some babies. Some of them thought I was crazy and they were so upset because I invested money. They said that that's not a ladylike thing to do. They said it's not feminine. They were like, that's not, like, especially as a black woman. I keep telling you, black men, yeah, what it's like, and a lot of black men judge me for dating outside my race. And the thing is, I look at personality first and center. I mean, yeah, it's like I look at looks too. Oh, yeah, my baby cute. Oh, my baby cute. But it's like his personality. And he's a fellow nerd. Like, oh my gosh, he's a nerd, and oh, in the hottest way too. Oh, he's a hot nerd too. But anyway, it's just like, so like there's so many men who, like last year, I've told you how 6 to 8 of them try to come back in my life, and I'm like, hold up, wait, like you're not that bright, you're not that smart. Okay, I've learned that you can't handle me. You try to make it like I can't handle your video gaming. Like, and the thing is, nothing wrong with video games. I enjoy playing a video games like once, well, when I had time. Now I kind of don't, but I was even thinking like once I get back on Steam, I might look up some of the games where I can play with my sweetie, and like especially on nights where it's more of a virtual date night. We can both just grab, like, I want to, like, ooh, we can both order pizza and we can just have pizza, play video games or whatever, and just have fun with that. And yeah. So yeah, there's no like, and oh yeah, if he wants to play a video game, like, I have nothing, there's nothing wrong with video games. It's just it annoyed me, or I've learned how men are trying to stop me because I like with no heart specifically. Oh, I could talk about like lock a key for who because like you guys know that I was working on my second master's while dating like lock a key and like I would dodge him all of the time, especially at the begin, like in the middle. Because at the beginning, I was too scared to dodge him because he would call me and say, "Hi, you're still my girlfriend, right? You know what I'm gonna do to myself if you say no, right?" Because he kept saying he was gonna self harm and get rid of himself and different things if I was not his girlfriend. Ah, yeah. But yeah, these men wonder why they're single. I mean, and the thing is, he's married now. And it's like his wife fell for all of the, like, because he blamed me. He told her, like, okay, you've been listening, so you already know, but yeah. She called me the N word. She blamed me for, like, the end of the, like, okay, it was like, part of me was like, no, I was celebrating the end of that relationship. Because even politically with him, once you tell me that Muhammad Ali was a terrible human being because he didn't fight for this country, I know what kind of yeah you're not a underground you are not an underground railroad type of white person. Yeah, you're a colonizer. If you do not understand that time in history and how many of the white people were treating black people and the segregation and like the just everything that was going on in those times. But yeah, his like, and the thing is, like, there, like with racist people, some like racist people have their nice times, and sometimes I guess when they don't think you're all that black, they'll say how proud they are of you. Like, because with my master's or whatever, while I'm working on my test or when I would finish a new class, those are the times she's like, oh, you are so brilliant. You are so smart. Oh, I can't, like, and she was like, what are you doing with this doofus? And I'll never forget the night where he got, like, yeah, he got arrested again because of his special candy. And she asked me, and I was like, oh, sit down, let's talk. And I just remember in the middle of she was like, what did he do? That's how he got you? He got you because by threatening you? Yeah, yeah. And after she passed away, I don't know, it was really odd because I think it was like 6 months to a year from like no actually well yeah, I think it was 6 months to a year, like no less than that she passed away. So I'm thinking it's really odd. Like part of me was just like, was she allowing me to break up with him? Was she trying to, like, since she knew she was part of the reason why because, like, sometimes he would even tie his grandmother into it. Like, if I passed away, or if once I eliminate myself, my grandmother wouldn't know what to do with herself. She wouldn't, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, she couldn't live without me. And just, yeah, yeah. But so many people don't understand how politics and dating come together, and so many don't understand the patriarchy and the history and the politics and dating. And oh, but anyways, this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.